welcome to April 2019. My name is Colleen and this is my channel Arcana Rising. This is a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for April 2019. And so I'm going to lay out a spread for you and we're going to angle the camera down so you can see what's in store. At the end of the reading, I'm going to do a pick a card session here, and I'm going to interpret those for you as well. Very similar to what I do on Instagram. If you don't follow me, definitely check me out. Arcana Rising is the name. And while I'm going through these cards, thank you. I'm going to talk about what's going on in the skies this month. So, Mercury went direct on March 28th. Yay! So, us air signs are feeling back to normal. Well, maybe, you know, it might not have affected you guys as much as a Gemini. But, you know, I think everyone was affected in their own way. So, but with that being said, we're going to have 3 planets going retrograde this month, the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, and they're going to be hanging out in retrograde for a few months, probably about until the fall, because they're much slower moving planets. So Jupiter turns retrograde, thank you, on April 10th. Pluto goes retrograde on the 24th, and Saturn on the 30th. And these energies are really calling us to, like, okay, I just heard, like, we're getting our shit together is what's going on. Like, get your shit together, you know, like, you've had your head in the clouds long enough, you know, you have all these ideas of things that you want to do, and now it's time to, you know, get ourselves grounded, come back down to earth, and set, you know, lay out a plan for how we actually want to make that happen, because it is possible for what we have been, you know, dreaming and imagining for ourselves to happen. Thank you. It's just, you know, we just have to start putting things into action, really, is what's going on. So there's going to be a lot more focus, you know, and a lot less like reaching out for like all these creative ideas. It's like the ones that we've created in our minds are the ones that we need to be plucking and then working with, you know, like we've got enough to work with in the mental realm, or we need to bring it down and start figuring out how to manifest it in the physical realm. You may have had some of your projects already in the process of doing that, but it could be that this energy is saying there may be a better way to get to where you want to get to. This, you know, the way that you've been going about getting there could possibly need an adjustment, and more discipline. You know, so that Pluto energy is also kind of like just saying like it's time to be ready for for change. You know, we've been getting kind of lots of different inklings that change really needs to happen, but while Pluto's retrograde, it's really going to be very apparent to us that we have to be comfortable with what's changing, because it's going to change whether we want it to or not. So there's a transition, there's a transformation process going on within ourselves and within the world around us, and we have to be open to being okay with that, because the more that we resist it, the more difficult our lives are going to become. So basically that's what it's coming down to. The more resistance you put on what is coming, you know, the more difficult it's going to feel internally for yourself. So, you know, perspective is paramount this month. Okay, so let me angle the camera down. going on here. So we have the Eight of Wands for your theme Aquarius for this month in April. And this is saying that things have already been placed into action. And now it's just a matter of where and how they land, really. So it's like this is coming whether you want it to or not. And this is also, it's like a fast-paced energy. And I feel like you're already in the process of moving with something, or there could be travel here as well. You know, maybe you're going somewhere by plane. But there's just like, there's power coming in. Like things are in motion. It's just a matter of working with that energy. This is a month of action. This is a month of action that creates a level of empowerment for you. But there's also the possibility of traveling as well. That could be coming up throughout the month. So, okay, so we have the Star coming up as your challenge. And I feel like the challenge is, because this is an Aquarius card, I feel like your challenge is, you know, authenticity. Like, while things are happening, while, like, there's a lot of movement this month. There's a lot of things moving and shifting in your life this month, and it's just a matter of, like, remembering who you are in the process of all of that. Like, not compromising your values in the process, but also being open to change, but only to a certain degree, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna get some clarification here. Right, so I'm also feeling like there's it could be also that there's a couple things. So one thing is there could be a lot of messages coming in to you, or coming to you this month from the spiritual realm. So there's a matter of trusting what is intuitively coming to you, but also there's a level of trust that needs to be brought in here in regards to maybe communication, or I'm hearing, like, honestly, like, I'm hearing some kind of attack going on as well. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and he's a card of extremes. Basically, he's like the Romeo when he's upright. He's like the Romeo when he's upright, and he does like very big, bold gestures of love. When it's in reverse, it's like drama, you know, getting wrapped up in like dramatic feelings, getting really emotional, envy, jealousy, you know, things to that degree. So it's kind of like there could also be a level of drama with all the changes that are occurring here. So it's like, let's not forget who we are, you know. Don't forget who you are throughout all of this. Don't get lost in the drama, because it's just a distraction from getting into your alignment. And I feel like that's your challenge, is staying centered this month. Yeah, this feels like an exhausting month emotionally for you. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So this is, when I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, I see someone who will do anything for anyone, you know, to the point of bending themselves over backwards for another person. And because they have that motherly, nurturing, you know, energy, and they have a lot of love in them. But this can overexhaust you. You just gotta have to like set some limits here. And not forgetting who you are in this process, which is really important. It's like, I'm picturing a relationship where somebody is, you know, like, where you may be putting in a lot more effort and energy into it, and like losing a part of yourself in the process, like compromising too much, compromising who you are to keep others happy. So not forgetting who you are this month. I'm just getting a little bit of clarity here for the Queen of Cups in reverse. That's good. That's good. So we have the World here. And we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So action. The action that you take in the beginning of the month is going to, like, you're stepping through a portal this month. You're leaving things behind and stepping through a doorway here. So I feel like what needs to be let go of is this need for overexhausting yourself to appease others. You know what I mean? Like, not compromising who you are to keep the love in whatever relationship you may find yourself in. And this could be in a work relationship, a friendship, or a family situation. Whatever. Or this just could be who you are at your core, as just somebody who always gives and gives and gives, and then finds themselves exhausted, and then forgetting who they are at, you know, not staying centered and not staying balanced. And then your emotions are really affected, and maybe because you're so exhausted, it's causing a lot of, you know, emotional reactions within you. So this is the time of putting that behind you, because it's been keeping you in this stagnant place. It's been preventing you from moving forward. So this is a month of moving forward. Definitely. Like, the distractions are being released is what's going on. We're releasing distractions so that we can step through, so that we can close this door behind us, step through this portal into who we're meant to be at our core, which is, you know, this is who you are. You're a conduit between the spiritual and the physical realms. You are a manifester. You can create anything that you want for yourself, you know, and you don't have to continue this pattern of putting others before yourself. That's just how I see the Queen of Cups, personally. So she's very motherly. She's very nurturing. And then I'm just seeing like a mother who loses her sense of self in, you know, the life that she has set up for herself around her through the people that she is like constantly giving to, you know, especially when it's in reverse. It's like you've bent yourself over backwards so much that now your back's gonna break, you know what I mean? And it's time to put that old way, those old habits behind you. We have the Seven of Swords. Sorry for the lighting. We'll try this. Seven of Swords. And this is kind of like withholding information. There's withholding information. There's distrust here. Theft. Someone's getting away with something. Withholding information. So it's like the universe is So as you're stepping through this portal, there may be this like confusion of like, okay, I'm letting this go, I'm leaving this behind, but like, what am I stepping into? And there's this level of like, I want to know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. And it feels like the universe, the high priestess, is holding back on providing you with that information because you're not supposed to know just yet. What you're supposed to be focusing on right now is getting centered with who you are. You know, getting centered with your connection with all, you know, with the universe. Opening that channel with the divine again, and that's when you'll start getting those messages coming through. But you're going to feel like the universe is kind of holding back information from you, especially in the middle, the second week to the middle of the month, because you're not supposed to know just yet. And that's where a level of trust really needs to come in, that it's like there's a clearing process going on here. And there needs to be space here so that you can take the time to reconnect with yourself and, you know, clear your own personal energy so that you have the strength and the willpower to move forward, because there's a lot of movement this month, and you need to get yourself centered so that you can flow with that, with those changes, with that movement, and not get lost in the process. So we have the Emperor in reverse. I'm trying to figure out where I can show you this. Right here. Okay, sorry about that. It's just the sun's setting right now. So the Emperor in reverse. There's a restructuring that needs to be coming in here. So it's like, you know, this is saying you need to go back to the drawing board. Basically, it's like the plan that you have set out for yourself is not the best plan. Whoa! Okay. There we go. Let me just grab all these other ones. It's really hard to do when you're pregnant and your stomach is getting in the way. Okay. So, this feels like a very this is a very significant month because we have a lot of Arcana cards, major Arcana cards here. The Star, the World, the High Priestess, the Emperor, and now the Magician. And this is about the fact that it's reminding you that of how powerful you are, of your ability to manifest in your life, of your ability to create magic within your life. And it's saying that the plans that you have laid out for yourself thus far are not the best way to go. There's a better way to get to where you want to go, and like reminding you that you are able to create whatever it is that you want for yourself, and it's just a matter of restructuring that plan to get yourself there. And that's the only thing. It's just like we're gonna take a step back and go back to the drawing board, and then, you know, and then move forward, because those plans are going to, like, there's so much action this month, and you want to make sure you have the right plans set in motion so that, you know, you're headed in the right direction. But there's also a little warning of not getting too, you know, because it's like you're kind of getting recentered and getting back into your power here. You know, don't take it to a level of arrogance or, you know, authority, like dictatorship kind of energy, where like because you're releasing this this old way of like constantly putting all of your energy into other people's lives, or putting your focus on everyone else but yourself kind of energy, you're releasing that. Like, don't twist that into aggressiveness towards anyone in your life. You know what I mean? It's just, I feel like it's just a need for boundaries, a need for, like, you know, caring for yourself first, putting your oxygen mask on basically before you go and help other people. But this is a time of focusing on what you need to be creating for yourself in your life. But just don't take it to a place where you're kind of dominating whatever situation you find yourself in, because you don't want to get to this place where you feel like you're being taken advantage of because you're so nice. You know what I mean? Just don't flip it to, like, aggressiveness. That's all. And we got the High Priestess again, and she's going to give you those answers at the end of the month. That is great. So we have... So there could be a little level of frustration because you are manifesting things, but there's things that you feel like you need to know in the beginning of the month, but you're not being presented with those answers just yet. So then you're getting yourself centered, and you're getting back into your power and back in alignment with the universe and your ability to manifest. Like, you're becoming that conduit, channeling the divine again, getting yourself centered, and that's when you're able to really manifest. I feel like if you get into this authoritative, dominating place, you're going to be constantly readjusting your plans over and over and over, because there's not enough trust in the situation. But here, the magician is trusting in the universe, in his ability to like, work with the universe instead of, you know, solely on your own. You know, separately. It's like, we're working together to create magic. Like, let's do this. I trust in you, you trust in me. Like, this is a perfect, you know, combination here. And because of that, I'm open to any advice you have for me, and that's when it starts to come through. That's when you start to really, like, your intuition is like, like, the volume is all the way up, is like what I just want to keep turning that knob all the way up, because you're centered, you're in alignment, and you'll be able to handle what's coming to you, because there's a level of trust there as well. And it's just like, the warning here is, don't get caught up in any drama. Releasing all drama, because it's just a distraction from who you are at your core, which is someone who is someone who can naturally channel messages from spirit and from higher realms, and I'm hearing other dimensions as well, which is not something that anyone, you know, it's not just for anyone, you know what I mean? I feel like that's like a very specific Aquarius trait, that you can just, like, tune in to those energies and download, like, all this inspiring information, and, you know, bring that into this world, because that's what we need. We need that inventiveness, that creativeness, that future thinking energy, especially as, you know, as we move forward with this year coming up. But there's a little bit of restructuring, lots of recentering, and you're stepping through, like, right away in the beginning of the month. You're stepping through into this new way of being, and it's like, you've gone to, I feel like I'm hearing, like, enough. Like, with whatever habits you have found yourself in that aren't benefiting you, you're going to get to this point in the beginning of this month where you've had enough and you're ready to let it go. You're ready to let it go and move on and start something new. Start a new way of living. Okay. So we're going to take a nice deep breath. Kind of tune into which one is resonating with you the most, and I'm going to get right into it. Okay. Adventure. So it feels like this is the first steps into it's definitely taking a step into a new phase in your life. But also it's saying there's a lot of adventure that's coming up as well. So it's just a matter of getting excited for your future again. Really is how you open yourself back up, in a way that is supportive of who you are more than, constantly supporting others. Because I feel like that's just for some reason that is just coming up pretty strongly. Supporting yourself more is what's coming up this month. There's an adventure that awaits. And this is a month that is setting you up for it. It's like preparing yourself, like you're getting all of the tools that you need to step out into the woods, into this, adventure. Contemplation. So this is also a month that is going to have you checking back in with yourself and like just realigning and getting back to the core of who you are and what defines you as a human being and what your values are, and just like remembering who you are is what I keep wanting to say. Remembering who you are. This is what it is for you. If you get this card, this is like the main thing for you to know. This is a month of remembering who you are, because I feel like maybe you kind of forgot, whether it was just last month or over the last couple months or a couple years. This is a coming back to yourself kind of month. Hope and happiness. So this is the energy that you want to be stepping through this portal with, coming from this place of positivity and excitement for the future again, and knowing that the possibilities really are endless for you, as long as you are open and willing to embrace the changes that are coming your way. This is a very transformative month for you. I feel like this is just a month of transforming, and the changes are occurring within you rather than like an external shift. It feels much more internal and much more spiritual. So it's going to lead you, this is all really positive, and it's going to lead you into this year, the rest of this year, feeling more comfortable with your situation and just ready to take on what's next. Yeah. Okay. So that is your message, Aquarius, for April. I really hope that you enjoyed that message. It feels like this is a very significant month for you. And remembering, what matters most to you in your life, and like just coming back to supporting yourself, and like kind of just like realigning with yourself and then moving forward. But it's gonna feel like things are moving really fast, because it's like boom, right in the beginning of the month, this is when you're stepping through this portal and you're feeling pulled into this whole new way of being, and it's gonna feel like it's moving quickly, and it may feel a little dramatic, especially in the beginning of the month, but as long as you don't get caught up in that drama and use that as a distraction to prevent you from like you know, rising above and transitioning into like alignment with who you are, you're really going to go far as long as you don't get caught up in the drama, if there is any. So just keep that in mind for this month. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I send you so much love, and I will see you in May. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.